Hello everyone, my name is Webb Hardin. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and allowing me to talk to you today. This is an overview of my hypothetical business proposal project and the components that were needed to ensure that it is successful. I want to start with a brief introduction and a look at hopeful outcomes. So my hypothetical business is called Hardin Banking. It is a small financial service organization providing loans, credit cards, and investment services. And through this project, I hope to implement a network that will use a mix of on-premise servers to host applications, client databases, and financial records, and a cloud-based system for data backup. Some of the outcomes or things that I hope to learn while doing this project was how to deal with security challenges that professionals face in their day-to-day tasks. Excuse me. I hope to learn about policy development and compliance issues. I hope to have learned to implement proper security measures, and I hope to learn about testing to find and mitigate vulnerabilities. So one of the things that I learned about was security policies. A security policy outlines how an organization will protect sensitive information to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data. It should address several things, and these are what my policy addresses, which is going to be the individual roles and responsibilities to include management, chief information security officers, IT security teams, employees, and third-party vendors. Data protection will address data encryption, data storage, secure data transfer, and data backup. Access controls. We'll talk about authentication or deal with authentication, authorization, and password policies. Incident response, which is identifying the incident, containment, eliminating, recovery, notification, and documentation. Compliance and auditing. We'll conduct audits and ensuring compliance not only of our own network but third-party compliance. Training and awareness. We'll do security awareness training for as a general training session. We'll also do role specific training and ongoing education. And then policy review updates, which is going to be how often will it be reviewed, whether it's semi-annually, annually, or just as needed as laws change, regulations change. The next thing I learned about was a business continuity plan. A business continuity plan is a documented strategy that outlines how a business will continue operating during and after a disruption or disaster. So your business continuity plan should address a lot of different things. It's going to do risk assessments, risk for for my hypothetical business was going to be natural disasters, cybersecurity threats, operational failures, pandemics, and or illnesses. It should also refer to business impact analysis, and that's where you evaluate the potential impact of these disruptions on the business function and resources. It should include some continuity strategies, which are strategies established to minimize the impact of disruptions. It should include a communication plan, which is a comprehensive plan that ensures employees, customers, and stakeholders are kept informed throughout a crisis. A recovery plan, which outlines the steps necessary to restore normal operations after a disruption. And then testing and maintenance to ensure that the business continuity plan remains effective. To do this, the plan needs to be regularly tested and updated. As a financial service provider, there are many regulations organizations must be compliant with. One of the regulations Hardin Banking needs to comply with is the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, or the PCI DSS. This is a global security standard created by major credit card companies to protect cardholder data. To be compliant with that, you must install and maintain a firewall, avoid vendor supplied defaults, protect stored cardholder data, encrypt transmission and cardholder data, or of cardholder data, use and regularly update antivirus software. You need to develop and maintain secure systems and applications, restrict access to cardholder data, assign unique IDs to each user, restrict physical access to cardholder data, track and monitor all access, regularly test systems, and maintain an information security policy. Uh, I also performed a gap analysis in order to determine what is needed for Hardin banking to be in compliance with the PCI DSS. And from our analysis, we need to do some firewall configurations. So we're going to schedule quarterly reviews and document rule changes. For data protection at rest, we will encrypt all cardholder data stored in our system using AES 256 encryption. Secure system development, we'll develop a formal patch management policy to ensure timely application of updates. Access controls, we're going to define organizational roles and implement role-based access controls. We'll also regularly review and revoke unnecessary access permissions. For physical access restrictions, we need to install badge access system and install locking server cabinets. For activity logging, we will implement security information and event management tools for logging and analysis. And then we'll also train staff to review logs regularly and how to respond to alerts. As far as our vulnerability testing, we'll schedule quarterly vulnerability scans and annual penetration tests. We'll also use automated tools to identify and address vulnerabilities proactively. And then for information security policy, we'll update our policies to align with PCI DSS version 4 standards. And then we'll conduct mandatory training sessions to educate employees about this policy. So I also researched the importance of security audits and testing plans. Security audit is a thorough scan of our network to ensure it is secure and compliant with policies and regulations. It involves evaluating systems, network applications, and configurations to uncover vulnerabilities that include the exploit that could be exploited by attackers. Sorry. Some of the tools you can use for this, and what I discovered with my project, was Nmap, which is an open source tool used for network scanning and security auditing. It helps identify active hosts on a network, detects which ports are open, what services are running on them, and even attempts to determine the version of those services and underlying operating systems. Nessus is also a good tool. It is more focused on vulnerability management. It scans systems for known security issues such as outdated software, misconfigurations, or missing patches, and it also generates detailed reports, assigns severity levels to each of those issues, and offers guidance on how to fix those issues. As far as our testing plan, it'll be about a 4-week plan, and this could vary from organization to organization, but week 1, we'll plan the audit. We'll choose our scanning tools, identify all systems on the network, and prioritize the important ones. We'll also schedule scans during low traffic times. Week 2, we'll scan and prioritize. We'll run automated scans on internal and external systems, review results, and focus on critical vulnerabilities. Patch high-risk issues quickly. Do it within days if possible. And use temporary workarounds if a patch isn't immediately available. Week 3, we'll fix the remaining issues. We'll address other major problems that weren't labeled as critical. And then in week 4, we'll verify and report. We'll rescan to confirm fixes work. We'll clean up unresolved issues. And we'll create a simple report of finding, fixes, and what still needs work. Another important part of the project was determining the key components of security architecture. And some of the key components for our network was network segregation or segmentation, which separates the system to keep sensitive data safe and stop threats from spreading. Firewalls, which control traffic between the internet, the DMZ zone, and the internal systems, adding protection for important data. Intrusion detection and prevention, which will send alert and also block attacks in real time. The encryption we'll use is TLS 1.3 for keeping data safe in transit, and then like I said before, we'll use AES 256 for data at rest. Access controls will require multi-factor logon, and then users will also have only access to what they need because of the role-based access controls. Data loss prevention stops sensitive data from being shared or moved improperly. Endpoint detection detects malware, isolates infected devices, and helps respond to threats. Our centralized monitoring SIM tools will collect and review logs to quickly catch and respond threats. And then we have our cloud backups for secure encrypted backups with limited access for fast recovery after disaster and attacks. And this was the basic layout of our network. We'll come in from we'll have the first external firewall, and then we have the DMZ zone with our public facing servers for email, web servers, and our VPN gateway, which will allow us backup or access to our data backup. Then we'll also, as we come into our internal network, we have another firewall. This is where our application file servers, printers, and workstations. And then we'll have to go through a third firewall to get to the restricted financial database. And all this will be monitored with our SIM monitoring and data loss prevention monitoring, just to make sure everything's safe and secure. And lastly, I'd like to summarize the overall security strategies in place for Hardin Baking and reflect on lessons learned during the project. We've implemented a robust, layered security strategy with strong access controls and continuous monitoring, with encryption protecting data in transit and at rest, cloud-based backups for recovery and business continuity. Data loss prevention enhances protection of sensitive information. It is designed for compliance and to handle evolving cybersecurity threats. We've created a secure, adaptable, scalable network to handle today's most sophisticated cyber attacks and the evolving attacks of tomorrow. In the reflection, this course taught me that being a security professional involves much more than just protecting the network. You need clear, enforceable security policies and must follow laws and regulations. It's also important to have a business continuity plan to keep operations running during emergencies. Penetration testing is key to finding weaknesses before attackers do, and I learned the basics of network design, which was the hardest part for me. Overall, the class showed that to succeed in security, you have to stay alert and keep learning to stay ahead of threats. I want to thank you for watching this presentation, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.